Okay, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, viewers from wherever you are watching this show. This is Brother Benson Media or Brother Benson TV, and today things have changed. You are used to the usual host who now becomes the guest, and as usual, I will give the guest a moment now to introduce himself in his own show.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Benson Otieno Okelo, and I'm your usual host.
People have been watching you, people have been following you, you have been calling people to subscribe. And I know some have been having this question, who is Benson and why Benson Media?
Benson is, I can say, a youthful person who was born in Migori, but mostly raised in Kisumu. Did all his schooling in Kisumu, got employed in Kisumu, and later went to US to look for greener pastures. Then there the idea of media came in. So maybe as we continue, I will tell you the reason why maybe we started the media. Yeah.
What was your experience in Kisumu? Did Kisumu shape your behavior, your life, or Migori? Is it Migori, Kisumu, or the US that now defines Brother Benson better?
I think Kisumu has defined me because I usually say that my life, my foundation was based in Kisumu, and I usually say that the Oginga Odinga Street is one place that has really shaped me because that's where the office there I was working at. Is for people who do not know, I worked in the real estate whereby I was managing especially I was doing in the management and sale of the property, working with a very reputable company that was Crystal Valuers, headed by Mr. Timothy Njeya. I give everything to Kisumu, shaped me well and taught me the life and how to take care of myself. So Kisumu is the biggest foundation of my life.
Actually, this show is coming to you live from Kisumu. We are at the Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground. Now it has been renamed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Memorial Park. So the same place Ben is associating with his personality that Kisumu has shaped you. You know, you've traveled far and wide. Now you are based in the US. I will quickly, or I'll jump now from Kisumu to the US, you know.
Yeah.
How is the experience there? How long have you been there? And basically, what will you tell somebody who is looking forward to being, or maybe tomorrow, the other day, is traveling to the US?
I've been there for almost 6 years in US. It's almost 6 years, and my experience in US is it was good. At the same time, there are some challenges that came with it, especially in the initial stages when I went to US. It was not very easy to navigate and even to get into the system based on everybody was kind of too busy, and it is a place whereby everybody minds their own business. So it was quite much a challenge, but I really thank my family members because I can say that I was blessed. Our family, we have over 60 cousins, and that is one family from one grandfather who is there, and they're very supportive, and they assisted me to navigate and even how to get a job. So that's what I can say.
We are so used to a culture in Kenya where, you know, a visitor is received well, you know, you are pampered, guided around, you know. What really shocked you? Like when you say people mind their own business?
The shocker was the very moment my brother picked me from airport. It was very early in the morning. So when we went back to the house, I think he just came from work and drove to the airport to pick me up. So when we went back to the house, we did not even get time to converse because he was tired, you know. And in the evening, he went to work for work again, and I will say I was very how is this one happening? So the more I was there, I came to understand him, and I say okay,
he was right.
He was right.
So you wanted him to prepare you coffee, chai, mandazi in the morning that you are from Kenya?
Not really, but you know, those stories that you have a conversation with your brother, how is home, you know. that too, that story was not there. Yeah, because like I was thinking, what kind of life are they living? But later when I get into the system, I came to realize that, okay, this is the reason why. So I understood now, like, this is their life is.
The meals in the US compared to what you're used to Kenya, Kenya, ugali at any time, any meal, How was it? What was your first meal and what was your experience with the foods there?
Oh no, my actually like when I was very lucky. My brother used to prepare some ugali at some point, and like it was bought from a Nigerian shop, and he would even prepare some meat, beef, but it was not tasting like the beef we have here, even the chicken, So it took me time to adapt to the taste and the flavors of the food. So. But generally, we are very, very, very much blessed here at home in Kenya. The kind of foods that we have, they're the best. They have the natural tastes. Yeah.
Kenyans are normally known to be, if you cross over to Tanzania, there's this suspicion that comes with Kenyans. I don't know why Tanzanians really feel that Kenyans are crafty, How is it there? Is it there in the US?
We don't view each other in terms of our tribes, but we see Kenyan, like we usually come as a brother and a brother. The tribe issue is not there, and some of them are very supportive. The majority, not even some of them, the majority of Kenyans are very supportive, especially when there's a problem. I can remember there were days that when we would set a day that we would sit together as young Kenyans and eat together and share the experience back in the US and
back home.
And we say how Kenya has really developed, and Kenya has really developed. That sometimes, like when you are here in Kenya, you might kind of like look at Kenya in a very different way. But when you are outside Kenya, that is when you will see the potential of your country. And you say like, if at least we have very good leadership, Kenya would be one of the best countries on earth.
Many people have always said that you can only appreciate Kenya when you step out of the borders of Kenya. Like from the food, the transport sector, the hospitality and everything. That's what basically you're saying, that you will appreciate Kenya when you step out of Kenya.
Yeah, you will see how the country has so much potential. And the friendliness, even the food and how the people interact. I would usually give it 100%. There's no any other country that I would compare to Kenya in terms of the potential that our country has.
What is that one thing that you always wish that happens back home when you are in the US?
The leadership. Yeah, I think as a country, or even in Kisumu, I'm not saying that the current leaders are not doing well, but I think they've not reached that where I think they should be. If they reach where I think, then our country would be the best in terms of leadership, because leadership is everything. One of the experiences is putting people first. The leadership that is not individualized, but it's a people-based, whereby you look at your people that you are serving and see the challenges that they're going through and come up with a solution. Yeah, so not like a situation whereby majority of the time we do see with our leaders, whereby it is kind of like individualized kind of like leadership, whereby they first want to benefit before the people.
So people first.
People first. Yeah, the people first kind of leadership. I think if our country can have it, then we will go places as a country.
So how should I understand the leadership there, from mashinani, if there is any mashinani there, to the topmost presidency? I know Biden.
Yeah, let's just take from I might not know the one to the lowest level, but the
structure maybe.
The structure maybe, because we have the presidency, and we have this presidency which comprises of the president and the deputy president. Then we do have the Senate, and as you know, like in America, we do have like 100 senators in all over the United States. We have 100 senators, and House of Representatives we have like 435
plus.
Yeah, there's 435. So and now there's those that are in the counties that are representing the districts, and Then we have the DA, the district attorneys. You know, those are those who are being elected. They're not people that are being appointed. So the kind of like the leadership is so much wide, and even when you come to the security matters, you will find like we have the county sheriffs. Then we do have like each and every town or a town have their own police that is independent. Yeah, you know, so it has like a very, very, very much structured kind of leadership and very independent without interference.
Oh, so in some point you're saying like you also have devolution in the US?
Yeah, we do have devolution, and I tend to think, I'm still not very sure, I tend to think even when our leaders were writing this constitution, maybe they borrowed the idea from the US, but the political part of it took the center stage. So the real devolution was not realized in our country.
Wow, meaning that if Kenyan government will copy or really implement what is happening in the US, devolution will work in Kenya much better.
Yeah, devolution would work much better, and I think like even the people who are in the leadership, they should understand what is devolution itself. Maybe sometimes they don't understand the devolution. For example, there's so much duplication of roles that sometimes like it take a lot of money, because like I tend to think like, for instance, the devolution, I might be wrong, but I think like when we were creating the counties, the leaders who were there, they were so much ahead of the Kenyan people, and it was kind of like a tribal. Yeah, tribal. It was a tribal counties that were created to fit their political interest. Because, for instance, I do say, like, let's take, for example, like Nyanza, where we are in Kisumu County. In the Luo Nation, we have Homa Bay, Migori, Siaya, Kisumu.
Migori, Kisii.
Let's say, like, let's take Kisii out.
The Luo Nyanza
the
four.
Luo Nyanza
The four.
Why could it be that all these four counties, they are different four counties? Yeah. I think it could have been better if the four Luo counties could have been one county. Yeah. Then what we do after coming with the four Luo counties, so we create more constituencies within those counties, and that one could give a fair representation of the people.
But now they will say that Nyanza was so vast, and now the smaller the counties, maybe the easier the service. Or you're thinking otherwise?
No, I'm thinking otherwise, because like take for example, we are talking about New York. New York is bigger than Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania combined.
New York City.
New York State.
New York State.
We talk about New York State. It's so bigger than that. But the New York State has two senators. And one governor. Yeah, and then you have like small districts, and within this district they are now what we call the counties. Yeah, and when you go to the county, there are some areas whereby they do have the mayors. Like for instance, when you go to New York City is usually headed by the mayor. You know, so you find like the devolution was very good idea, but the implementation of it was more political than the service delivery.
But we'll agree also, to be fair to Kenyans, like maybe US is a grown democracy. Kenya will have time to get to the 100 plus, and that will maybe give Kenya time to grow and adjust where possible.
But I think also I think like we did not have a conversation with ourselves and kind of like write something that is working for us.
Okay.
Yeah, if it could have been whereby we could have had that conversation within ourselves and write something that is working for us, rather than copy pasting from somewhere that has had that kind of like maturity and long democracy.
So copy pasting costed Kenya.
Yeah, costed Kenya, and still costing them.
Now, Ben, seemingly, Pole, within the 6 years, I'm seeing that you're getting to understand the US politics much better, and. Tell me about Kenyans over there. You know, do you have a structure? Do you get together? Do you get to unite? Do you even have a friend to run to as a Kenya a Kenyan, a fellow Kenyan when there?
Yeah, I do have friends. Me myself, I cannot speak for other Kenyans or other.
Or maybe speak of your neighborhood. Do you have a Kenyan?
Yes,
a Kenyanness there.
Yeah, we do have a Kenyanness with few friends that we share the same thinking, you know, because like everybody has how they think. There are those who feel like they don't want to talk about Kenya, you know. Wengine wanasema mimi sitaki kusikia mambo za Wakenya.
Yeah. Na wako US na ni Mkenya.
Na ni Mkenya.
You are touching on the working situation and the paying over there. Like watu wanalipwa tu wengine wiki mbili? Yeah,
it depends from where you're working because there are those who are paid bi-weekly and those who are paid weekly. So for instance, if you have two jobs who are, that are paying weekly, you can find that every week you have a paycheck. So imeingia. So you know that, so you will spend knowing very well that on Friday itakuja. Unaona? So pia hizo pia ziko na pia ukiingia katika mambo pia ya kupiga sherehe pia unaweza nunua hizo vitu za sherehe ukuje upige kwa nyumba. Unaona
so discipline tu kiasi.
Discipline tu kiasi.
Inasaidia. Najua kuna vijana labda mtu amepata opportunity ya kuja kusoma, kuja kupiga hustle US. Si eti kwamba wewe ni mzee sana but unaweza mshauri. Wapo tu uko na neno tu ya kuambia kijana kama huyu. Ama hata mtu mzee, kuna wazee wengine pia wanaletwa US. Unaweza mwambia vipi kuhusiana na
mambo ya
maisha? Maisha masomo akikuja tu kule afanye vipi?
One of the things that you should be disciplined. Discipline yourself. If you're so much disciplined, then you will. And another thing also for those might be coming, those who are coming over, maybe you won a green card or you have that opportunity. There are two things that usually happens in America. I usually classify them. That those who have come to look for jobs and those who have come to look for money. Yeah, So if you're one person who has just landed in US and you're looking for job, then you will be very selective with the kind of job that you're doing. So you're a person who have gone to look for job. But if you're one person who has gone to US and said that I'm going to look for money, so you don't choose. Once you have a job that you've been given to you, you just go. Maybe sometimes they matter. Okay, there's maybe a bathroom somewhere you want to go and clean. Because like you've gone to look for money, you will do it. And for those who also going to go for studies, you can study. It depends with you how you will be in the environment and see what path is good for you to actualize your dream.
But kuna hii tabia wa Kenya wanajulikana bwana, mimi nikipata hustle bora do. Do you think it's a culture that can help me survive in the US? Mimi bora ni do, wanicheke, wanidharau, hata kama ni kuna hii kejeli kwamba jamaa fulani anaosha farasi US, mwingine anaosha wazee US, unaona kuosha, kuna mwingine anasema yeye anachunga watoto US. Hii tabia ya Wakenya kukejeli wenzao, unadhania ni kitu labda?
Si kitu vyema kwa sababu labda hawajaikuja US. One thing that when you're in US that people do not know, when you apply for a job, there are so many specific things that you're looking for. People do not care the kind of job that you're going to work.
Yes.
But they're looking, how is the payment, the vacation time, we call it the benefit that this job is giving you. It's just like the way we were brought up back home here is that we are very selective in the kind of job that we want. People feel like if I'm working in an office, then I'm better. But compared to those who have talked about, even those who are taking care of the elderly, whereby sometimes people do say not good words about them. Go to their homes.
They are much better.
They are much better. They've taken a whole village to school just by doing that job. So sometimes I would just request Kenyans before kind of like insulting those Kenyans who are working those jobs. Try to find out what they've done in their homes, even the investment that those people have, and the jobs that you feel are not good jobs. These are well-paying jobs. The people who are working, there's some jobs that you cannot compare.
Even a professor in Kenya.
A professor, because they're paying. There's so many people who are working those jobs. So sometimes they need to sit down with, especially those who have experienced those kind of jobs and the pro and the cons of those jobs. But I can tell you for a fact, I've been there. I know I've earned that money. So and I know what it has done to my community and myself.
So bora do.
Bora do.
Wacheni kubagua kazi, kuna kazi yes, kuna opportunity majuu. Ukipata kazi, we piga hustle yako, wacha maringo, tafuta pesa. Wacha maneno mingi, kuna yule askofu wa Bungoma anasema, wacha fitina mingi, wacha maringo mingi, wacha mdomo mingi, bora umepata pesa.
And like respect, everybody hustles. And it's the same way. I can tell you, you know, when I left Kisumu, going to US, I was at my peak because I remember we had an office and you could call the shots. And it reaches a time whereby you reach in life whereby you feel like, when I was in Kisumu, I did not think of one time I can even mop the floor. Based the fact that your career is
the white collar mentality.
The white collar mentality, because you come to office, you are dressed well, you have the laptop, you go to 7th floor, you know, you see yourself like somebody who has made it. But when you go there, you find a different environment, and it humbles you. It humbles you and it makes you to rethink, and then you pick up yourself again.
Are there recommendations maybe a relative can make for me to go to the US? You know, what are the 3 options or 4 options that can allow me to be in the US next year? I'm looking forward to coming over.
Okay,
and
the one that I'm familiar with is green card, and I think this is the safest and this is the best one, because when you apply for a green card, and luckily enough, you are among the selectee. First advantage that you become a permanent resident. Yes, a green card person will always be a permanent resident. So he will stay a permanent resident for 5 years. Then you apply for naturalization.
So you become a permanent natural resident.
When you apply for a green card and you are selected, once you come to US, you'll be a permanent resident. Then after 5 years, you can apply for naturalization, and the naturalization which means now you are becoming now a citizen.
Ben, as you put it, maybe visa option is the best for somebody to come with the US. You know, you can be invited as a visitor, a tourist, all those options are there. And when I get the green card, is it true that everything is free? Like I'm just coming with my slippers?
No. You have to have somebody who is going to host you, because to navigate is not very easy, because there are processes. After doing your application and going through all those processes, now there are time for you have to go for medical. Once you go for medical, then I think you'll have to go to the embassy. So that's where the main part of it is, because like that's where the place that you're going to get your visa. So many people have been rejected at the embassy. You know, so many people also have gotten their visa. So from there now the journey starts. So you will have to pay for your air ticket. No, the United States government, I don't think is going to pay for your air ticket. You will have to find somebody to receive you that will show you around. And maybe I think right now there's also approved that you have to deposit maybe bank statement when you are going to the embassy, just to know that the person who is going to host you is capable of maintaining you with the money that is earning. So there's nothing that I would say free.
There's nothing that is free.
There's nothing that is free.
And it is not that easy. So at least there's, the word is that there are processes to be followed, there are steps to be followed. You might have everything and still you get rejected.
You can get rejected at the embassy. You know, some of the things that people do say, those are just perception created. People have just created them. But once you are there is when you will see that this is not working. So everything is not free. You have to get somebody to receive you, and that person will assist you to navigate around and maybe assist you with getting a job. You know, and you have to get a system. Everybody who is in US, they have different stories to tell. Some have very painful.
Let's touch on Brother Ben Media. You know, I might have the advantage of knowing around the period you started. It's almost a year now. And tell us the idea. You know, it's what came into you and you decided, like, let me go the new media way?
The last general election, we were in another media whereby we were trying to just to support, because like We had our leaders that we were affiliated to, that we were sharing with ideas. So after the election and the voting, the Supreme Court, and now the presidency came in. So I felt like there's something that is missing, that as a new digital, or as a Brother Benson, I can bring it so that I can share with the people, especially of the people of my country, especially Kenya. And this so much was touching on leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, the leadership. That is something that I felt, because I think we are not doing well because of the leadership that we have.
So the leadership bag,
Yeah.
and it's around governance and advocacy towards good governance. Is that the brand that you wish maybe Brother Benson Media brings out correctly in Kenya, or even to whoever is watching?
I want to bring a platform whereby we discuss issues that are affecting Kenyans. Yeah, and how can we correct those issues? And those one starts from, I might say, of the political parties. That is the biggest issue that we have in the country. That is one. Then secondly, the young leaders, those who are aspiring to become young leaders, they don't get those platforms, and they don't get a chance to run. Not because they're not capable, they are capable, but there's a way in which the political space and the narrative that is being played does not favor them. So I feel if we have these young people, we bring them together and give them a space where they can air their ideas. Even if you have one viewer, at some point, he will come back and say that I wish I could have listened to these people, what they're saying.
So good leadership is what you're promoting, and so far, I've been following the number of leaders you've hosted. Does it give you that satisfaction that now we've even started the journey? We are on the journey. We've started it.
No,
we've started it.
I don't think so, because my worry is the good leaders that we have. Those we feel that good leaders that we have sometimes will not get chance to serve the good people of Kenya. Yeah.
So safari bado kuna mapambano, bado kuna shughuli, na aina ya viongozi, unasema viongozi wazuri bado hawajapata nafasi. Nini wanasema inawakosesha nafasi?
Sana sana naweza sema kwamba jambo la kwanza ni kuhusu vyama. Vyama inafanya tusiwe na viongozi bora zaidi. Kwa sababu ingawaje maviongozi wakiongea wanasema kwamba vyama ni vya umma, lakini kwa mazungumzo ambayo nimekuwa na hao maviongozi wote, vyama zinakuwa ni za watu binafsi.
Mambo vyama vya watu binafsi. Najua bado kama Brother Benson Media hautachoka. Na swali pia, labda unajua new media, new spaces, new digital media, or you call it blogging and such, goes beyond the borders. Are you also thinking of maybe going are you thinking of going beyond Kenya, going into Tanzania, Uganda, East Africa as a block, Africa as a continent, and even one day discuss world politics with some of these guests? We've done
East Africa. There was a young leader that we had from Tanzania. We had one from Uganda. And we are also working one in South Africa. So Africa, we will be covering Africa. We are still just laying networks. It will be an African affair. Yeah.
Brother Ben, I know it might sound funny, it might sound very controversial, do you have any call for support to Brother Benson Media, like anybody who would wish even to support in any manner? Support might be being there.
Yeah.
Support might be somebody having a microphone somewhere that might support your work. Support might even just be having that floodlight for the studio. Do you have that appeal to put across?
Yes, I'm appealing to every Kenyan, every person in the world who can support this media, because our main aim is to give you what is true and what can build. Especially, I usually say, in our country, Kenya is ours.
Yes, Kenya is ours.
And no any tribe will run away from Kenya. So Kenya is our business. So if anyone is out there who would want to support, you can support us by, even if you're a guest and you want to share your view in terms of leader in any area you're doing entertainment anywhere, just come. That's also a support. If you have an equipment that you want to share with us, we will be ready to accept. Yeah.
So such support, you know, I brought this up, like at times even getting the guests becomes so much a problem. You know, you can only support Brother Ben if you become available, if you have your opinion. You know, new media is not much limited. You know, being available for Ben to interview you, if you have an opinion of any matter, if you have an idea that can build Kenya, if you have a suggestion that can improve, if you have an equipment that maybe you are not in use and you feel that maybe Brother Ben can use to make this work, you know, that is the Biden call. The other thing is that, you know, by watching this, you know, does it help?
Yeah, it does, and I've received support from so many Kenyans, and so many Kenyans have been supporting me, especially the young leaders.
Yes.
They've always hear my call, especially if we have an issue to share, even them to share their experiences of the challenges in their leadership. They've always showed up. And I thank them for always their support. Yeah.
You know, we have to come to an end, and looking forward to the next hosting. I hope I will host you live in the US.
Yes.
When I'll be visiting. So, you know, you have that word that you want to tell your viewers wherever they are in the world, you know, about Brother Benson Media and generally what you believe can make the world a better place.
We are here especially to make this world a better place. And how do we make it a better place? By respecting the humanity, you know, just respect the humanity, respect one another. There's love, that peace, you know. If we have that peace, I know sometimes we can disagree, but I don't think the violence is the right way to solve our disagreement, you know. So let's always accommodate each other's ideas and criticism, you know, and that's what builds us. So let's agree, disagree, but violence is not a place that should be experienced in my country, Kenya, I could say that Kisumu, the place that I love, the place that have given me foundation, Migori, where I was born, and my country as large. So I don't think violence is the solution. So let's just love one another, let's accommodate each other's views, and let's agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's always agree to disagree. And at this point, we agree to end this show, the part one of this show. It has been coming to you live from Kisumu City. I know people are wondering who is this madman who has taken over a show. Instead of being a guest, he has now decided to host the host. My name is Odera Wycliffe. I'm a journalist based in Kisumu. And Brother Benson has been a friend. He has been in Kisumu before. We've been supporting Brother Benson kidogo too with ideas and suggestions here and there. And I know maybe in one of the shows, I will come to personally share my experience. And we are looking forward now to the part 2 of this interview. Now Ben will come back to his seat to become the host. It has been nice coming to you from Kisumu. I know it's a good morning, it's a good afternoon, it's a good evening, or a good night from wherever you are watching. It has been, and it's a wrap. We keep on calling upon you to please like, subscribe, follow, and support Brother Benson Media. Brother Benson, close your show.
Thank you so much. This is Brother Benson Media, and to our viewers, thank you so much, and may God bless you, and may God bless the beautiful city of Kisumu, headed by His Excellency Professor Anyang' Nyong'o. Nyasaye ogwedhu.
Erokamano Ben.